It's exactly 33 minutes gone past 6 a.m. from the studio of Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio. Today, the first day in the month of October 2025. And of course, it is a new month. A happy new month to you, which also happens to be the 65th independence anniversary for Nigeria. And so on this day, 65 years ago, Nigeria gained independence. So happy independence to you. I pray that as we all are very concerned about issues concerning Nigeria, I pray that the Lord will answer all of our desires and make Nigeria a better nation for every one of us. It's another morning to have conversations centered around the growth of our dear nation, Nigeria. This morning, welcome to Perspectives Unlimited. Perspectives Unlimited is that platform where we go beyond the news to help you make sense of some of the stories across our various national dailies. Alongside with the analysts in the studio this morning, we will be delving into the dailies to check out some of the latest stories and keep you abreast about happenings around Nigeria. So this morning, join us as we have another conversation centered around the growth of our dear Nigeria. Good morning once again. My name is Toluwaleke Alli, and we're currently live on Facebook. You can watch us live on Facebook at Wells Radio 893 FM fan page, at Wells Radio 893 FM fan page. Watch us live and drop your comments on the show as we go on. First off, let's take a look at the front pages across some of our national dailies this morning. Today, 1st October 2025. On the front page of the Vanguard newspaper this morning, above the masthead, Dangote, Pengatan, darkness looms as electricity generation falls. That's on page 42. Good governance, Igbo-speaking people from 8 states honor Soludo. And the story can be found on page 38 of the Vanguard newspaper. Nigeria at 65, the worst is over. We've turned a new corner. That's according to the president, and it has 2 riders. Says all ends must be on deck for nation building. Notes economy on rebound with 4.23% GDP growth, $42 billion reserves, lowest inflation in 3 years. And the story can be found on page 3 of the Vanguard newspaper. The largest story on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper today carries Nigeria at 65, Greater Nigeria, Tinubu's building blocks. And, we have a blocks of different items on that particular one. $1 trillion economy target. And it has 3 bullet points: growing non-oil exports and trade balance, $3.225 billion by the first half of 2025. Then fast-growing GDP, 4.23% in the second quarter of 2025. External reserves cross $42 billion, highest in 6 years. And just beside that, we have regional development, which has 3 bullet points also. 5 regional development commissions created, equitable infrastructure spread, increased federal allocation to states. And the third on that is FDI and industrialization, with another 3 bullet points. Nigeria is Africa's leading investment destination. Incentives to manufacturing sector. Implementation of Nigeria First policy. And just under that, we have the human capital development, which has 3 bullet points as well. Tuition-free education in federal technical colleges. Over 500,000 beneficiaries of Students' Loan Scheme. Over 1,200 primary health centers rehabilitated. 6 oncology centers constructed. And just beside that, we have grassroots development, local government autonomy implemented, empowerment of 1,000 persons in each of the 8,809 wards under the Renewed Hope Ward Development Program. Standing next to that is the oil production and energy, with another 3 bullet points: increased crude oil production meeting OPEC quota, improved power supply, achieving all-time high power generation of 5,801 megawatts in March 2025, grid decentralization underway. And just below that, we have security and peace, procurement of military equipment, robust intelligence gathering system, adoption of non-kinetic solutions. Number of terrorists neutralized 13,543. Number of victims released 9,821. Number of terrorists arrested 17,000. And beside that, we have food security with bullet points like establishment of Federal Ministry of Livestock Development, Bank of Agriculture recapitalized to a tune of 1.5 trillion naira, provision of farm machinery, fertilizers and inputs for farmers, falling food prices, eradicating hunger. And beside that, we have infrastructure projects, construction of 4 legacy superhighways, near completion of the AKK gas project, $750 million World Bank supported projects for renewable energy, and massive investment in railway development in states. And so this is publication of the Federal Ministry of Information and National Orientation on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper this morning. Moving on to the front page of the Punch newspaper, INEC chair, DSS. Okay, before that we have field kills resurface as Pengasan Dangote field deepens. That's on page 27, 827. INEC chair, DSS screens nominees, Council of State to meet. That's on page B7 on the front page of the Punch newspaper this morning. Nigeria at 65. The worst is over. Hope rising for Nigeria. That's according to Tinubu. And it has a rider. President lists 12 economic milestones of reforms, flaunts achievements in education, agriculture, health, others. And, there's also a celebration of Nigeria, greeting and celebration of Nigeria at 65 on the front page of the Punch newspaper. On the front page of the Guardian newspaper, out-of-school children endanger Nigeria's security, Obasanjo warns. And that's on page 61. At 65, it's time for Nigeria to reclaim her independence. And that's the editorial for today on page 16. Concerns over rising insecurity, abduction in North Central. The story can also be found on page 61 of the Guardian newspaper this morning. Nigeria at 65, Tinubu hails reforms, says worst over, urges unity, optimism. And that's on page 6 of the Guardian newspaper. And also the larger page is the Greater Nigeria, Tinubu's building blocks. I can also be found on the front page of the Guardian newspaper this morning. And on the front page of the Daily Trust newspaper, how a Rise TV presenter died. And that's on page 14. 20 feared dead in Kogi boat mishap. The story can be found on page 61 of the Daily Trust newspaper. The worst is over, says President Tinubu, and that's on page 13. Nigeria's Journey in 65 Years. A story can be found on pages 10, 11, 12, and 13 of the Daily Trust newspaper for this morning, with a not special greeting celebrating Nigeria at 65 on the front page of the Daily Trust newspaper this morning. All right, welcome back. Joining me on the show this morning is Chukwemeka Munachi. So good morning, Chukwemeka.
Good morning, Tolu.
Happy Independence Day.
Same to you.
All right, today is Nigeria's 65th independence. So it's been 65 years of gaining independence from the colonial masters. And, today being Independence Day, it's a day to reflect. Before we go on to what we have in the dailies this morning, let's take a look at Nigeria at 65. How well have we done in terms of the independence that we have gained in the last 65 years?
Well, I remember when we were very young, and when we were in primary school, in those days. Today, Independence Day, we celebrated this as children. We are so happy. In fact, we prepared a month ahead. I was a member of a school band.
Wow.
Yes, I was a flutist. And they would teach us how to blow our flute, how to sing, everything, with our uniforms starched, ironed, and, parents cook rice, because that time we don't cook rice every day. Rice is always cooked when there's something to be celebrated. You understand? Some families will kill chicken and everything. That was when we had a country. There was no insecurity. There was no kidnapping. We didn't. People didn't tell us that we are mixed up. We didn't know who was a Muslim and who was a Christian. We all played together. We had leaders who told us the truth. They came there, we schooled with their children in the same class. I remember in primary 5, some of the officials of the state, they were in our class. So the only difference is that their parents bring them to school in a car. Those of us who don't have cars, we trek, but we stay in the same class. So whatever happened to us happened to them also. Teachers flogged them. They didn't bring in army or soldier to come and beat up a teacher. All of us were in the same class. And we had that, we all strived to make sure that our parents were happy over our report sheets. And we discovered that most of the children who didn't even come to school in a car or anything, they were doing better than these children. So we all had a level playing field. You can go to anywhere. We played, we engaged in moonlight games and everything. All of a sudden, when I look back to those days, when I tell my children how we felt today, those days, they look, is it the same country? Yes, the same country. During break time, we drink, there was a milk they call carnation milk. We buy it, we bought it 5 kobo. You buy bread, how many kobo? You buy this, you understand what I'm saying? So we didn't have problem, and we grew up loving our country, singing for Nigeria. But today, the story changed. The story has changed. We have leaders, you don't understand where their loyalty lies. I'm not a youth. When I look back to those days, I ask myself, how did we arrive at this place? Let me go scriptural. When Solomon built his temple, the elderly people that saw the temple, they loved the temple. When the temple was destroyed and another one was built, the young people who didn't see the old temple were rejoicing, but the elderly ones cried because they saw the glory of the former temple. That is exactly the picture of what we have today. Ask anybody my age how Nigeria used to be. You will see sad commentaries. Most of them will look back and say, look, how did we come to this level? But there's still hope, because Nigeria is a land of potentials. If we get it right at the leadership level, Tolu, this country, America will not even see our back. If you have had any reason to travel outside this country to other African nations, you will understand that Nigeria has no reason to be where we are today. We don't have any reason. We don't have, God has given us what will make us giant of Africa indeed, but we squandered it. God has placed us in an environment where we don't have natural disasters, but human disasters. God has given us a space where anything you throw anywhere, it will grow. Walk from here now to a rebel stop. Look at the size of the road. You will see watermelon growing. Nobody planted them. They are growing on their own. Some countries don't have that kind of environment. Now, God has given us people, that resilient people you look at, even if you put whatever you put on them, they will bear it, because they believe that the better days are coming. But look at how that resilient nature Nigerians have become our disadvantage. Leaders will come and you see resilient people and you apply pressures on people. You are not making use of. Look at our diversity. Our diversity as a people should have been the strongest point this country has. But look at the leadership we have. People who don't even understand how to manage diversity. A country as diverse as Nigeria. Look at America. America is great because of its diversity. Cultures, people coming from all over the world, joining the community, because the leaders have set a template, a trajectory, whereby when you come from any country, you are coming to contribute to the growth, not to circumvent whatever that is not country. Do we have such a trajectory? No, we don't have. Our leaders, look at if go to the north, go to the south, I have traveled all over this country. My sister, we don't have any reason to be poor. Nigerians are creative people. If we have leaders that can galvanize the diversity of this country, Nigeria will be top notch. Because you bring people, but what do we have? You have men who will come to power. They don't look anywhere. They look into, they are so primordial, they are so ethnic based that all they think is about ethnicity and religion. Most of the leaders of the world, can you tell their religion? You can't tell. But here we promote religion. We promote it because it helps to keep us in power. I cry for my country every time I look back into time, where we are coming from. But it is not yet too late. We can still make amends. You know what keeps my faith growing in Nigeria? I'm a Christian apologist. The Bible tells me that there's nothing too difficult for God to do. That is where I hinge my hope every day I pray for this country. But have we squandered opportunities? We have. But God is a God of second chance. So as we are celebrating 65 birthday today, I ask myself, will our leaders ever sit down? Because most of them are old people, elderly people. They are not youths. What we enjoyed as elderly people, can't we allow the youths to enjoy that? Most of them went on free education. Most of them bought bread when it was 2 kobo. Most of them drank milk when it was 5 kobo. Why do we deny the youth that opportunity to enjoy what we enjoyed also? Most of them didn't know what. I didn't know what was kidnapping. In fact, I got lost in the market as a 4-year-old boy in a big market. Somebody brought me back to my mother's stall. Can a child get lost in the market today and they will take him back to the mother? It's not possible. We had values. You don't come back. There are certain things you don't do. We had values. There are certain things our leaders projected, and we follow them. Because you cannot just, people will question your wealth. What's the source of your wealth? How did you make money? You come home with a pencil. Your mother did not buy for you. In fact, that day you will stand trial for murder for bringing pencil home. They will ask you, who gave you this pencil? How did you come about it? Today, people will bring cars to their parents and they don't have means of livelihood, and people will collect it. There must be a way for us to go back to where we are coming from. Our values, we have lost it. When it comes to values, we worship money. Those days, it is not what you have that attach importance to you. It is who you are as a person. Your own character, your own individuality. But today, what you have is what makes you accepted. If you have a car, if you have a limousine, if you have a yacht, if you have mansion everywhere, that defines who you are. In those days I was talking about, these things don't matter. It is who your character is what defines you. But today, you see criminals all over the place, and when they come, people will clap hands for them because of the car they parked, because of the houses they built. Nobody is asking questions. May God have mercy on our country. Honestly speaking, whenever I remember where we started and where we are today, Tolu, it does not give me happiness at all. That's why I said the elderly people that saw the Solomon's temple and saw the one they built after they cried, but the youth were so happy. Young people must be given opportunity to enjoy what people at my age enjoyed, because we must help them. And this country is blessed. What are we disturbing God for? God bless Nigeria. What else will he give us? Will he come here? He has done everything for us. We don't have typhoon. We don't have hurricane. We don't have as a mudslide. We don't have a earthquake. All natural disasters, we don't have them. What we have here are human disasters all over the place. People who don't know anything, struggling to be where they are not supposed to be. And yet, from that vantage position, they ruin their lives. Leadership has a lot to do. It can waste people's life. It can make people to grow. Leadership, everything. The only way this country can grow, when we get it right. And what are we going to address? Ethnicity and religion. Once these twin devils are removed, and Nigeria, we see Nigeria as a whole, all of us under one flag, this country will make progress.
All right, thank you so much. I can see the passion that you have even in your voice. Now let's go into the dailies. Looking at the Vanguard newspaper, Nigeria at 65, the worst is over. We've turned a new corner. That's according to the president. Remembering the founding fathers, Tinubu recalled the sacrifices and vision of the country's founding fathers, Herbert Macaulay, Nnamdi Azikiwe, Tafawa Balewa, Obafemi Awolowo, Ahmadu Bello, Margaret Ekpo, Anthony Enahoro, Michael Okpara, Aminu Kano, Fumilayo Ransom Kuti, and others, saying they believed it was Nigeria's manifest destiny to lead the entire black race as the largest black nation on earth. Reflecting on Nigeria's journey since October 1, 1960, Tinubu said, while we may not have achieved all the lofty dreams of our forebearers, we have not strayed too far from them. He said in 65 years, we have made tremendous progress in economic growth, social cohesion, and physical development. And he said that at independence, Nigeria had 120 secondary schools and 2 tertiary institutions. And today, we have over 23,000 secondary schools, 204 universities, 183 polytechnics, and 236 colleges of education, which is a significant surge in healthcare, infrastructure, telecommunications, aviation, and defense. And, we went ahead to also acknowledge Nigeria's turbulent history, but noted that Nigerians have weathered the storm and they've been able to keep the hope alive. So, according to him, he said, in the course of his administration, he has had to take tough decisions, and these tough decisions are evident. But now, the results of it are evident, rather. And now we have turned the corner. They finally turned the corner, and the worst is over. Yesterday's pains are giving way to today's relief now. Are we actually over the... I remember that in the president's words when he came to Ibadan last week, he said that everything that Nigerians had to go through was like a painful surgery, and now it is beginning to heal. And again, he's reiterating the fact that the worst is already over. We're enjoying the effect of all the hardship that we had to pass through as Nigerians.
Let me take you back to history again.
Okay.
Because this moment calls for looking back into time. Those days I was talking about, we had leaders who made sacrifices. We had leaders who lived according to the dictates of the time. We had leaders who never asked citizens to tighten their belts while they didn't tighten their own. we had leaders who mixed up with the people because they were not afraid of the people, because they knew that they didn't go against the people. But today we have leaders who drive about in bulletproof cars everywhere. Why are they afraid? In those days I was talking about, we had leaders who communicated right with the primary school peoples. I remember vividly when our DO came to our school. DO is just like how do I describe it? Either state governor or something. Students were asking him questions. He was sitting down with primary school people and we were asking, touching him. He was telling them the way to go. That was when we had leadership. If we have rightly turned when we talk of our dreams of our founding fathers, I begin to wonder, this thing we are doing, if that was the dream they had, they should wake up and have another dream. Because this dream is jaundiced.
So we have strayed
We have strayed completely. We have strayed. Look at in 65 years of independence, tribalism and ethnicity is still bedeviling us as a people. Is it not a shame? 65 years. We have lived together 65 years as a people. And still, people still profile you. People still look at you as a Yoruba man. People still look at you as an Igbo man. 65 years. Is it not a shame? What are our leaders doing to make sure that this divide does not occur? But they encourage it. That was why what happened at the coronation of His Imperial Majesty, Oba Rashidi Adewolu Akomu Ladoja. Somebody was saying that Peter will be called Oba Rashidi, as Rashidi, my brother. They want to bring, they want to create a theater of ethnic conflict. They want to bring Aberu Buffet that is going on in Lagos State down to your state. That is this, and these are people that are knowledgeable to know that, look, we are image of our society. We must make sure what we talk and what we do to bring cohesion. Do we have cohesion in Nigeria today? Is it the dream of our founding fathers that terrorist organizations are multiplying like mushroom all over the place? Like Urawa in Sokoto, Mamuda in Wara, Boko Haram in the north, all over the place. Is it the dream of our founding fathers? Let us tell ourselves the truth and go back to the drawing board. What is the reason for all these problems? Lack of justice, lack of fairness. If we lack of transparency in our electoral process, because if people are really involved in electing their leaders, we won't have leadership that is afraid of the people. But when it is court that is making courts telling us who we voted for and who we didn't vote for, how do you expect such leadership to deliver? When I was growing up, I didn't hear that we went to the poll and court declared. No, it was the people. But nowadays, when you hear go to court, is it court? Is it democracy by the court for the court and for the court? It is the people. Once the decision making is taken away from the people, it's no longer democracy. I love my country, Nigeria. I want Nigeria to. I have traversed the length and breadth of this country. Nigeria is great, and there's no ethnic group in this country that has nothing to offer. All of us. But look at leadership. We all have something to offer. I love every section. I have friends across, Muslims and Christians, all of them. And we sit down and talk and ask ourselves, how did we come to this sorry pass as a people? Because we cannot continue living like this. And look at what the national orientation just said. He said we created local government autonomy. Is it true? He said we have improved power supply. Is it true? When a national agency becomes a propaganda machine, it calls it becomes as a worrisome. Why not tell ourselves the truth? If you have malaria and people ask you what do you have, you say you have eczema, you will die of malaria. We had 2014 gave us opportunity to reset this country. 2014 national confab, market women, men, and people from diverse cultures of this country came together to chart a course for this country. Where are they? Have we implemented the thing discussed? No, those things are left there. National confab, we wasted and squandered money, brought people from diverse background of this country because that was a window of opportunity for this country to have to rejig this country. We squandered it. Where are we today? The things in that confab, go and read it, go and check that the 2014. You will see what Nigerians sat down to discuss. That if we had implemented this thing, our country will not be where it is today. Look at the insecurity that we have. We all know that state police is the answer. Have we implemented it? We have not, and people are dying. Look at what happened in Kwara State. Do you think if there was a state police in operation, that thing will happen? It won't happen. We know, the good book told me, that if you know the good to do and you don't do it, to you it is evil. You know the good thing to do, you didn't do it. And you know that this thing is good for me to do it. It said to you is a sin. That's what my Bible told me. And I stand on that principle. You know what to do. You know what to say. You know how to do it, and you didn't do it. But do you know my joy? There is a final judge, the final arbiter of all men. Whether you are, whatever position you are in the society, at the end of it all of us will stand before him and give account.
All right, you can join the conversation this morning by calling the phone lines. The phone lines are open, 0916 893 1000, 0916 893 1000, or 0916 893 2000, 0916 893 2000. You can also call 0911 33 33 893, 0911 33 33 893, 0916 893 1000, 0916 893 2000, or 0911 33 33 893. Drop your comment on Facebook at Wells Radio 893 FM fan page. At Wells Radio 893 FM fan page, and we'll be sure to take your comments this morning. And you can drop your WhatsApp messages on 0915 4999 893, 0915 4999 893.
89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio.
How long will it take you to confirm payment? I have been waiting for the past 1 hour.
I'm so sorry. Our network is slow. I will just run out of data.
Same excuse yesterday. It is unacceptable, please. You better switch to One Data Internet Service.
One Data?
Yes, One Data. One Data is an internet service provider with the best alternative and solution for unlimited speed. One Data provides fast and reliable internet service to organizations, homes, and places of interest in Nigeria. With One Data, you get to enjoy the premium internet service with dedicated unlimited internet speed at all times, 24/7 fantastic customer service and support, and you enjoy a 1-month free subscription when you make payment. Now is the time to say goodbye to downtimes. Sign up with One Data today on 0811 223 2671 or visit www.onedata.ng for more inquiries. One Data, unlimited speed.
kòkó bá jẹ́ ọ̀kan lára àwọn irúgbìn lẹ́yìn tó lówó lórí dáadáa ṣùgbọ́n ènìyàn nílò ìmọ̀ púpọ̀ nípa rẹ̀ gbogbo ènìyàn pátápátá wà ní àǹfààní wà fún ọjọ́ 17 àti ọjọ́ 18 oṣù kẹwàá ọdún 2025 ní ètò ìdánilẹ́kọ̀ọ́ yóò wáyé ní dédé agogo 11 òwúrọ̀ lójoojúmọ́ ibi tí ìdánilẹ́kọ̀ọ́ yóò ti wáyé inú ọgbà West Radio 89.3 FM tó wà ní òpópónà Aláàfin Avenue Olúyọ̀lé Estate nílùú Ìbàdàn ẹgbẹ̀rún lọ́nà ọgbọ̀n péré 30,000 naira lówó ìdánilẹ́kọ̀ọ́ nínú ìdánilẹ́kọ̀ọ́ yìí náà ti kọ́ wa nípa gbogbo àwọn nǹkan tó yẹ ká mọ̀ ṣáájú gbígbìn lásìkò gbígbìn àti lẹ́yìn ìkórè èso kùkúmbà irú irúgbìn wo ló yẹ ká gbìn ibo la fẹ́ ta kùkúmbà sí nígbà tó bá ṣe tán àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ ìwé ìdánilẹ́kọ̀ọ́ orí ẹ̀rọ tí a mọ̀ sí ebook ọ̀fẹ́ lẹ́gbàá sàtífíkẹ̀tì ó wà fún gbogbo àwọn olùkópa bákan náà ètò ìtọ́ni yóò ṣe bọ́ tọ́jú sọ́nà lórí gbígbìn kùkúmbà bẹ́ẹ̀ bá nífẹ̀ẹ́ láti kópa nínú ètò ìdánilẹ́kọ̀ọ́ yìí ẹ fi àtẹ̀jíṣẹ́ I am interested in kùkúmbà training ẹ fi ṣọwọ́ sójú òpó 0813 864 2544 tàbí 0803 509-3394 oríire ìdẹ́bà látẹ̀tẹ̀rẹ̀ ẹ pàkìtì mẹ́lẹ̀ kẹ́gbìyànjú lórí kọ́dún yìí tó parí ìwọ náà sì lè dá nǹkan ṣe.
àsìkò máa ti tó ó yẹ ká gbéṣẹ́ àgbẹ̀ lárugẹ.
ohun kan wà tó ń ro kàngó ohun tó ṣe pàtàkì nílé lóko lọ́nà níbi gbogbo the voice that transcends beyond counsel into wisdom truth timeless understanding and peers into the heart of the people. ohun wo nìyẹn náà.
Ohùn àwa obìnrin ni ìkànnì kànga agbọ́nmágbẹ̀ Welsh Radio 89.3 FM ti ṣe àtúntò ètò ìyálóde in council sí orúkọ tuntun tí à ń pè ní ohùn obìnrin. It's a divinely crafted program to make the world see through the lens of the women, to give women a voice in the matters of governance, politics, leadership and topical issues in our society.
ètò yìí wà láti gbé ohùn àwọn obìnrin lárugẹ láti mọ bí tí ń lọ lágbo òṣèlú, ọ̀rọ̀ àwọn adarí wa láwùjọ wa àti gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ tó kàn wá gbọ̀ngbọ̀n lórílẹ̀‐èdè yìí pẹ̀lú lókè òkun lọ́nà tí ó gbà yé wa yékéyéké.
Join us every Wednesday by 2 p.m. on this dial for an enriching discussion. Ẹ darapọ̀ mọ́ wa lórí ìkànnì kànga agbọ́nmágbẹ̀ Welsh Radio 89.3 FM ní gbogbo ọjọ́rú ní aago 2 ọ̀sán lórí ètò ohùn obìnrin.
ẹ̀yin obìnrin o ó yá àsìkò tó láti sọ̀rọ̀ sókè.
Get ready, Ibadan. Something big is happening. Caris Ultima Hotels Limited, the Jags presents the Jags Hospitality Conference. Theme: driving interstate tourism and harnessing international tourism. With top speakers, Professor Wasiu Babalola, Director, African Travel Commission, Dr. Wasiu Olatunbosun, Honorable Commissioner for Information, Culture and Tourism, Funke Olusoga Oguntade, Hospitality Management Consultant, Professor Samson Oluwagbemiga Ojo, HOD Wildlife and Ecotourism Management, University of Ibadan. And our keynote speaker, Are Dr. Abisoye Fagade, Director General, CEO, National Institute for Hospitality and Tourism. Date: Wednesday, October 1st, 2025. Time: 2 p.m. prompt. Venue: 4 Simeon Street, Iyaganku, GRA, Ibadan. Don't miss this chance to connect, learn, and unlock the future of tourism in Nigeria. For registration and inquiries, call 09055748966. The Jags Hospitality Conference. Tourism starts here.
89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio.
All right, welcome back. You can join the conversation 0916 893 1000, 0916 893 1000, or 0915 333 4893, 0915 333 4893. You can also call 0911 3333 893.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
This is Aderonke from Muslim.
Welcome to the show, Aderonke.
Independent.
Same to you.
Concerning the presidency speech for today, being independent, we are in a country that we celebrate roads and flyover. Our clinics are not well equipped and make affordable for the poor. Basic education are not even available for the children of the masses. No provision to support old people and disabled people. No provision to support small and large-scale businesses. No plans to build any power plant to support steady electricity. Seriously, it's like we are joking in this country. Today being an independence, everything is blackout. So may God see us through. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much for your contribution on the show this morning. Let's take a look at some of those the building blocks on the front page of some of our national dailies this morning. Hello.
Hello, good morning, West Radio.
Good morning, sir.
My name is George. I'm calling you from Ologweru.
Welcome to the show, Mr. George.
Happy Independence Day to you people.
Same to you, sir.
Emeka,
Sir.
I want to join you Or should I say, I want to continue from where you stopped. When I was growing up as a small child, on the Independence Day, we were all given the country's flag, very beautiful flag that so many people kept for so many years. One green cup, plastic cup, so solid, so good that for so many years we use it, even going to school. And we are even lining up, going around the whole villages and towns without any president or governor coming to supervise our parade. But today, we cancel parade for Independence Day. Where is the freedom? What is the meaning of independence? We are not independent. If we are independent, most of the things troubling us as a nation today would have been a thing of the past. He mentioned so many names, bringing names of those who ruled us before when things were good. Can he say of such goodness of today, of Nigeria? What are we celebrating? Can a president be celebrating independence when somebody who is crying for marginalization, who wants freedom for his people, are in chains? I don't want to mention names. So many things are wrong with us. We say better days are here. All the evils of the past are gone. We have negotiated the bad corner. We are now in a good corner. Is there any truth in that? As I'm talking to you now, for 1 year plus now, I have no light in my house. Even when we have bought transformer, we have provided the cables and everything to fix those things. There is no light. They have refused to put the light on. We have written a letter handing it over to NEPA, and yet they are delaying switching on our transformer. Where is the independence? Where is the independence when we cannot travel from here to Benin without entering into the old roads of the 60s? Where is the independence? There are so many things we should mention. Please, let our leaders do the right thing. They should remove us from this problem that they have dragged us into.
Okay, thank you so much for your contribution on the show this one. You can feel, his emotions as well. Okay, let's talk to this person first. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Happy New Month. Happy Independence.
Same to you,
Good morning,
sir.
sir.
Good morning.
Sheriff.
Good morning, Sheriff.
Thank you. The major problem we have in this country is leadership failure and followers failure. Not only that, most of our leaders and federal affairs, they are not sincere with Nigerians. This morning, when I'm trying to listen to the state address by Mr. President, he said he inherited nearly collapsed economy. My question is that statement, is this true or not? Is it complete misleading us? Because when Tinubu came on board in 2023, we know the price of a bag of rice. We know the ratio of naira to dollar. Even around that time, dollar is 450 to naira. But this time, you can't check dollar to naira. It's 1,500. That means Mr. President is not sincere with us. And without sincerity, it's difficult for our leader to do needful for us. So that's my own submission in that regard. If truly we want goodwill for this country, our leaders, they need to be sincere. We followers, we need to be sincere with ourselves without deceiving ourselves. That's my own submission. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Suleiman Sharif from Onara. All right. Yes, I'm going to just pick out a few points that I want us to take a look at from the building blocks. Local government autonomy implemented. That's one of under grassroots development. Now, as far as we all know, the implementation is only on paper and not fully effective yet. Let's come to the issue of security as well. just this morning, I saw, aside from the everything that is happening in Kwara State, I saw a story where Dogara was saying that the North has become the issue of insecurity in the North has become a national crisis, something that should require national emergency. That's part of security, and also there's the also other points. There's also the point on the food security where it's been mentioned that there's falling food prices.
You see, Tolu, I'm a writer by the special grace of God, and I create a make-believe world when I'm writing. And there was a story I wrote, Don't Call Me Zuma, and it won an award. A lot of people thought it was real because of the way I crafted the story. And it was not real. It was just a figment of my own imagination. Every writer has a fertile imagination. And I believe that those who wrote this, they are living in a world of their own imagination, in a country of their dream. I see it as projections, something they thought that will happen. It didn't happen. So it is fiction. It's not reality. You understand? So when you talk of local government autonomy, we all know the story. We all know what federal government did, went to court, and they didn't even know how. We know what the governors are doing now. We know how much the governors are. We know that governors are now releasing the money. And what they are doing with it, nobody knows. Now, you talk of insecurity in the North. Go and read the books of Chief Obafemi Awolowo. I celebrate that man every day. I celebrate him. I remember when he came to the Southeast to campaign. When you hear him talk, you know that this person is a leader. And he said something in one of his books. The children you refuse to take care of today will become your problem tomorrow. That's what the North is reaping.
Let's pick this call. Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
My name is Abayo Miakiani, and I'm calling from Oluyole.
Welcome to the show. We lost our call. Please do well to call back.
You understand what I'm saying? So the North, the insecurity, and we think that, look at, Nigeria we are the global capital of out-of-school children.
Also in
it is good.
Yes, that's why former president.
Yes, it is good we built 23,000 secondary schools. Yes, that's an improvement. But what is the quality of the education we are giving? Till today, go and check people who schooled in the early 60s, 70s, and 80s. Go and check our graduates, the quality of That's why this man, Pantami, or I've forgotten his name, he was saying that Nigeria should look at his education and tailor its education curriculum according to the needs of the society.
Okay. Hello, good morning.
We inherited the kind of education we have from the British. Education that only produce job seekers, not job creators.
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Abayo Miakiani again.
Welcome back.
In all seriousness, I'm very happy this morning. Is there another country called Nigeria somewhere else on the planet? If it's the same Nigeria that you and I know, then all the statistics you are reading this morning is nonsense. I think the president is hallucinating. When this administration came on board, Nigeria was the largest economy in Africa, GDP-wise. Today we are number 4. We are the season where food is most expensive in the history of this country. We are in the season where insecurity is the order of the day. Healthcare is nothing, education is nothing, infrastructure is nothing, and you are saying that things are improving. Where exactly is that happening? See, the truth of the matter is that if you want to fix a problem, you must first admit that the problem is there. If you are deceiving yourself into believing that the problem is not there, there is no way you can fix the problem. So if the president is not even bold enough to admit that there are problems, forget about it. He can never fix the problems he won't admit exist. You have been asking people to tighten their belt for 2.5 years now. I'm speaking in physical terms, the president is getting fatter. But you keep asking the people to tighten their belt. That is not how to lead. You are doing things that even people who came before you did not do. You are buying new aircraft, buying new boats, building all sorts of things for yourself. I mean, it's not supposed to be like that because it's not your money. It's not your father's money. It's money belongs to it's money that belongs to the people. You are not doing anything to take care of the people. Rather, you are talking about you. And when the people ask for their own share, you tell them to keep calm, that things are going to be okay in a very short period of time. But we all know that has not been the case. We have been hearing that music for 2.5 years now, and things keep getting tighter. Somebody needs to wake the president up and smell the coffee. It's morning. You stop dreaming. Thank you.
All right, thank you for your contribution on the show this morning.
So that's what we are saying. You understand? It is not rooted in reality. All they have read out this morning. Okay, let's look at tourism. You know, they mentioned tourism. Nigeria has a lot of potentials, like I said. Tourism is number one. Yankari Game Reserve. Where is it today? Can you enter that place and come out with your head over your shoulder? It is not. Nigeria has. We are talking of non-oil sector. We have said so much about improving agriculture. What have we done? You cannot do this without improving security. It's not possible. Security is the all. Once you solve that area, every other thing will fall in place.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Sulaiman Sherry calling for him back.
Okay, welcome back.
The issue of insecurity, thank God that I only stated the statement credited by the later Obafemi Awolowo. And this morning also, the former president also stated that the out-of-school children is also a feeding for Boko Haram recruitment. If we check the northern part of the country, even across the federation, they have the rate out-of-school children, especially in the northern side of the country. The percentage is very high. And why? Because most of these leaders of power, they enjoy the benefit of free education, even student loan, and are given to them that time. It's different from the loan fund that are giving us now, because most of them, why it's so difficult for them to return that kind gesture, the benefit during the era of our law period for the masses right now. And without it, we can't get it right if we can't cope the problem of insecure out-of-school children. And regarding the issue of local government autonomy, I don't think the federal government has sincere with us once again, because after the implementation, Supreme Court give the final verdict on local government autonomy, they are failed to implement it. The same federal government, they are paying directly to the SAC local government chairman in Osun, the APC SAC local government chairman. So, who is deceiving in that regard? So, if we want local government autonomy, that lacuna and that 162 in the section 162 in our constitution must be removed. Because if they can't remove it, all our governors, they will operate under the Jack account. That's my own submission.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Sulaiman Sharif.
May God help us to Tolu. You know what I'm saying? So if we want to address these things, we have to be sincere. Tell yourself the truth. You are not well, you are not well. Nigerians, what do we do? This country, what do we do? What do we do? That's why I said, go to 2014 confab recommendations. Why are we running away from it? And we are looking for solution. It can't happen. We mooted the idea of youth, national youth confab. What will the youth say that others have not said? What are they going? It's just another wastage. Bringing people together. What are we bringing? We're bringing as young people, elderly people who have seen this thing and they can provide solution. They have sat. They have met. They have judged. They have put their heads together. They came up with a recommendation, and we are running away from it, and we are looking for another solution. How can it happen? I love my country, Nigeria, and I want it to work in my lifetime, not after I've gone.
All right, thank you so much for the conversation this morning. On Facebook, okay, Tony Adedokun says, good morning. Good morning to you too, Tony. It's time for us to go on the show this morning. Do you have any words for Nigerians as we celebrate the anniversary?
We still celebrate. We say thank God that we are still here, alive, believing God that God in His infinite mercy will help us if we are ready to help ourselves. Because the worst aspect of life is when slaves are it's difficult to preach freedom to happy slaves who are happy in their slavery. Very difficult. But as a Christian apologist, I keep saying it. There is nothing too difficult for God to do. That's where I anchor my faith. God bless Nigeria.
All right. Thank you so much for coming on the show. And thank you to everyone who has been a part of the show this morning. Whatever it is that concerns Nigeria, I know that we all are very much concerned. So happy independence to you once again. And as I would always say, wherever it is that you find yourself, whatever it is that you find yourself doing, always ensure that you put Nigeria out there in good light. God bless you. God bless Nigeria. I am Toluwaleke Alli.